Hello, my friend. Have you ever imagined a faraway place where there are no bustling shopping centers, no bright city lights, but possess a beauty that makes you want to stay forever? Welcome to Saint Helena, a small island in the middle of the vast ocean, where time seems to slow down, where wild nature and heroic history blend together to create a magical story. This is a land separated from the noisy modern world, a place for you to find the most peaceful and genuine values. If you love mysterious destinations, little known but containing countless interesting things, then this video is definitely for you. Don't forget to like, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to accompany me on my journey to explore this vast and colorful world. Nestled in the middle of the South Atlantic, Saint Helena is one of the most isolated places on the planet. The tiny island is more than 1,800 kilometers off the west coast of Africa and has no landmass nearby. Getting there has never been easy. Before 2017, the only way to get to Saint Helena was by boat. And the journey took between 5 and 7 days in the middle of the ocean, an experience both strange and wild. When the island's first airport was completed, it was unfortunately dubbed the world's most useless airport. The strong winds that constantly blow along the steep cliffs made landing a challenge for pilots. However, with improvements and adjustments, today commercial flights, even just 1 or 2 a week, have opened a small door connecting Saint Helena to the outside world. It is this isolation that creates an irresistible attraction. If you are tired of the hustle and bustle of the modern city, if you long to find a peaceful place to disconnect from the world, Saint Helena will be the ideal place. Quiet, pristine, and enchanting, this island is like a gentle whisper inviting souls looking for peace. When it comes to Saint Helena, what makes this small island famous all over the world is Napoleon Bonaparte, the legendary Emperor of France. After his fateful defeat in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, he was exiled by the European powers to the place considered inescapable, Saint Helena, thousands of kilometers away from the mainland in the middle of the vast ocean. Here, Napoleon lived the last 6 years of his life, until he breathed his last in 1821. One of the most sacred and attractive destinations for tourists is Longwood House, the Emperor's last residence. This ancient house is still preserved intact as it existed more than 2 centuries ago. You can step into the bedroom, the study, and even the small garden where Napoleon used to walk every morning. Personal items, manuscripts, and furniture are all carefully cared for, making you feel like you are going back in time, living with historical memories. The feeling of standing in that space, where one of the greatest figures in history once breathed, thought, and wrote the last pages of his life, is hard to describe. It is not only a tourist destination, but also a journey back to the past, where you can feel the loneliness, pride, and tragedy of a defeated emperor. Saint Helena therefore has a very unique appeal, not noisy, not flashy, but deep and haunting. The nature on Saint Helena Island is a rare wonder in the world. Due to its isolation for hundreds of years in the middle of the vast ocean, this place has become a true biological oasis, home to a series of flora and fauna that you cannot find anywhere else on this planet. The most vivid proof is Jonathan, the giant tortoise living in the governor's palace grounds. Born in 1832, Jonathan is now over 190 years old and still lives healthily, peacefully grazing in the morning sun. This old tortoise is not only a living witness to many centuries of history, but also a national symbol of Saint Helena, and the oldest living animal in the world on record. But nature is not all about Jonathan. Try climbing Diana's Peak, the highest peak on the island, where you will be surrounded by ancient ferns, fresh air with every breath, and panoramic views of lush green hillsides spilling down to the distant sea. And if you like majestic views, just stand quietly by the coastal cliffs, where ocean waves have been crashing against the shore for millions of years. You will feel the eternity of nature and feel small in the vast world. Saint Helena is not just beautiful, it is a mesmerizing symphony of time, nature and silence. The people of Saint Helena, affectionately known as saints, are the soul of this isolated island. They are kind, hospitable, and have a deep pride in their homeland. On an island of just a few thousand people, everyone knows each other, greets each other when passing by, and is willing to stop for a few minutes just to ask a few questions. Life here is not rushed, there are no car horns, no traffic jams, because there are no traffic lights on the island. Crime is almost zero. A small world where you feel safe, welcome, and can easily breathe a deep, deep sigh of relief. The people live simply but not monotonously. Some go to the beach, some grow vegetables, some make handmade cakes, some weave, some tell stories to children every late afternoon. The women of Saint Helena are the soft but powerful heart of this community. They take care of their families while preserving the unique culture, from traditional cuisine to patient and loving parenting. The women here do not need noise to shine, they shine with warmth, gentleness, and the ability to unite a community. Saint Helena is not just a place, it is a feeling. And it is these people who make the magic happen. Saint Helena Cuisine is an exciting taste journey, where the flavors of England, Africa, and India come together in surprising ways. The dishes here are not only delicious, but also carry the story of this isolated land in the middle of the ocean. You should not miss fish cakes, golden fried fish cakes, crispy on the outside, fragrant and soft on the inside, often served with a signature spicy sauce. Or the traditional curry cooked with sweet potatoes and ginger, with a warm, rich flavor that is very unique. And if you want to try something really strange, the fragrant, slightly sweet banana jam will definitely make you excited. Thanks to the source of fresh ingredients, from organic vegetables to fish caught on the day, Saint Helena Cuisine always retains its natural, authentic and memorable flavors. Saint Helena, no bustling shopping malls, no flashy five-star resorts, no bars or clubs with bright lights. At first glance it may seem lacking, but it is this absence that creates the irreplaceable charm of this island. At the end of the ocean, Saint Helena appears as a parallel world where you can escape from all the hustle and bustle of modern life, to live slowly, to take a deep breath, and simply exist. No 5G network, no car horns, no rush. You will replace the sounds of the city with the sound of the wind blowing through the steep cliffs, the sound of waves whispering at the foot of the mountain, or the sound of birds chirping at dawn. All are like a gentle symphony of nature, the music that you thought you had forgotten in the midst of your busy life. Saint Helena is not just a place to go, but a place to return to yourself. A place where you don't need to be anyone else, don't need to chase after anything, just let your soul drift with the clouds and the sea breeze. And when you leave this place, you will realize, the most precious thing is not in the check-in photos, but the peace of mind, a silent gift that Saint Helena gives to those who are lucky enough to set foot here. Saint Helena, a lonely island in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean, a place that seems to be forgotten, but contains countless stories, history, and warm humanity. Not noisy, not flashy, this place is like a piece of old memories, peaceful, deep and poetic. If you are tired of the fast, hurried pace of modern life, if you are longing for a place where everything does not need more, but only enough, then Saint Helena is the place you should set foot in once in your life. Because sometimes, what we are really looking for is not a bustling destination, but a space to breathe, to listen to ourselves. If you enjoyed today's journey, feel free to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. And please like, share the video with your travel-loving friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future journeys to other amazing places around the world. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video, and see you on the next adventure.